I don't know if there's a glare there that might help. I can read the comments. All right. See if anybody's gonna hop on with me today. What do I got in my hair? Got something in my hair, don't I? Not sure what. Hello, hello. You're just joining me. Tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. What did I do with that? Hold on a sec. Oh, and then I just kicked my tripod too. Good job, Renee. I just gotta clean my glasses. I keep kicking my tripod. If you're just joining me, tell me who you are, where you're from. I gotta put, sorry guys, I have to move my, so otherwise I get a glare in my glasses that are dirty. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Anybody? Anybody want to chat? We're just doing a lunchtime chat. Anybody want to talk? Jay from Ohio, welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. We're just doing a lunchtime chat. I like to get on. Figure somebody always needs to know that they're not alone. If you weren't here, somebody would miss you. You would change somebody's story. That's it. Just to talk. And now it's going really fast. Give me 1 second here. Wilder, thank you for the follow. Let me get my glasses on so I can read the chat. 4DEG. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Ernest, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, give me 1 sec. My camera's, I thought I had it clean, but there, that's a little better. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. What did I do with my... Anybody want to talk today? How's everybody's day going? I'm just going to do a couple of these a week. Usually I'm on at night, but I decided I'm going to do some lunchtime chats. Joe B, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Just checking in with people, see how everybody's doing. Anybody's got anything they want to talk about? Anybody? If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. Like I said, I don't normally get on during the day, but I decided I'm going to do a couple daytime chats during the day. Just lunchtime chat. See where people are at. How you're feeling. Anybody want to talk to me today? Anybody got anything going on? Darla, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. What's everybody up to? Having a good day? Great day? I hope. Anybody? Thank you for the likes. I'm not sure who's sending them. I can't see that yet. Anybody want to talk? Nobody wants to talk, or are they not letting comments come through? I never know. TikTok is good at that. Sorry. Trying to reduce that glare in my glasses there. Snowed and cold, Darla. Where are you from, Darla? I'm in California, so it's kind of warm here today. We're starting to warm back up. It's been a little chilly here. Ohio. Everybody's from Ohio. So what part of Ohio are you in? I have people from the north and people from the south. Yeah, I see. My friend from the south said that he got buried. North. And I think my friend from the north got some too. Yep. Well, I hope you're staying warm. Staying in where it's warm and safe. Thank you for the hearts. I don't know who's sending them. It's not showing me that for some reason. Usually I get so-and-so, but it's not Not saying anything. Anybody got anything they want to share? Normally we talk about, well, we talk about all kinds of things here, but the main thing we talk about here is loss and grief and feelings and all that good stuff. Stuff that nobody wants to talk about. So if you've had a loss, if you'd like to share with me, thank you for the hearts. I still don't know who's sending them. It's not telling me that for some reason today. So if you've had a loss, let me know. Have you had a loss recently? How you doing with that? Or you are sending them. Thank you. Being stuck in a submarine with a bunch of men and women and all. Aha, funny. Oh, your mom. Okay, so you weren't sending the hearts. You were talking about you had a loss. I wasn't quite sure. Okay, so a year ago. So how are you dealing with that? Did you deal with it? Aren't you dealing with it? Talk to me. Both? Okay. Tell me what's going on. You're good? Okay, that's good. So if you're not familiar with my story, I started my TikTok in March of 2024. The reason I started my TikTok, Adam, is it? Thank you for the badge. Is because for TikTok purposes, in September of 23, my husband unalived himself. We were together for 32 years. And that's when I discovered that I had abilities to talk to my spirit guides. And then they slowly breadcrumb me to my purpose, which is to help other people with loss. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to uplift others. Let people know they're not alone. You see orbs? Yeah, they love especially my lives. I can pretty much tell. I pretty much know who it is, but thank you for the follow. Is it Roy? Oh, you see orbs on your cameras? I get them too when I do my lives. Thank you for the badge, Bobby. I appreciate that. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up. All of a sudden the chat starts flying on me. Yeah, it's probably your loved ones letting you know they're there. So yeah, that's why I'm online. That's what I do. I put out uplifting videos from my guides just about every day. Then I'm on live usually 3-4 days a week. Just started a grief meeting on Zoom every Thursday night for people. I just wanted people to know that they're not alone, right? I know when I lost my husband, I felt very alone. So, yeah. Even though you've gained a little, I still think you look great. I've gained what? Weight? Actually, I lost a lot of weight when I lost my husband, so not quite sure what you're talking about, but thank you. Anyway, is it Dill? Where are you from, Dill? I get it. Do you have a real name, Dill? Are you just trolling me? Which is fine. You know, I've been to hell and back the last 2 years. I love when people get on here and try to troll me. Because, yeah, there's not much I haven't been through in the last 2 years. So there's really nothing anybody could say to, hurt my feelings or anything like that. Alex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Alex, thank you for the badge and the hearts. There again, they're still not showing me. Is gravity overrated? I don't know. Could be. I don't think there is such thing as gravity as we think about it, but that's just my thought. That's just a rabbit hole I've been down. I've been down a lot of rabbit holes in the last 8 years, so. No, I don't badmouth anybody on here. That's one of my rules. We always be kind here. So if you can't do that, I just ask you to hop off and keep scrolling. Because I don't like to block anyone. That's not my place here. That's just not at all what my page is about. Yeah, we don't talk about that kind of stuff here either. There's enough other pages out there. Actually, there's a million other pages out there for that kind of stuff. We don't talk about any kind of politics here either. It's not against one side or the other. I just, honestly, like I said, we're here to help people know that they're not alone and just don't talk about those kind of things. So who is taking on your womanly ways now that the old man is gone? I'm not quite sure if I understand what you're saying. Thank you for the badge. And Jerome, thank you for the follow. Are you asking if I have a man in my life? Yes. Yes, I do. Sorry, I don't know what I just did. There we go. Otherwise, I don't know what you're saying. If you're just hopping on, though, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. We're just having a lunchtime chat. I'm going to start doing this a couple times a week. I just feel called to jump on and let somebody, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but just know that you're not alone. And if you weren't on this planet, somebody would miss you and you would change somebody's story. Joyce, I've had well, actually about 3, almost 4 years of bad, but yeah, do you want to talk about it? Your son? You lost your son? When did you lose your son? I'm assuming. Hopefully they'll let your comments come through. TikTok likes to filter them. Yes, I lost my son. He was 57. You lost him in 77? Is that what you're trying to tell me? No, you're 77. Okay. I kind of wondered if that's where you were going with that, but it's so hard to tell in the comments sometimes. Well, I'm really sorry that you lost your son. How long ago has it been? Are you dealing with it? Not dealing with it? How's it going? Evening. Hey, Jessica, how are you? 101, angel number. What are you thinking about? Look it up. Google it. You're good? I'm well, really. I haven't got anything done this morning that I wanted to do this morning, just before Christmas. I'm so sorry, Joyce. Well, we're here. Keep talking. My son called, which is unusual. I was in the shower, and I'm like, who's calling me? Because usually there's only 2 people that call me. And he just kept trying and trying. So I got out of the shower. I was like, because I was in the middle of washing my hair. And it's like, my son called. Jacob never calls me, hardly ever, rarely. So we sat and talked for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so that rarely happens either. So I took advantage of that. So I didn't get my morning things done. But you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. Well, I'm so sorry to hear about that, Joyce. I lost my husband this past December. I still look for him. Angie, thank you for the badge. Well, this is what my community is for. So if you want to talk about it, this is what we do. This is why I'm on. I want you to know that you're not alone. And if you are struggling with grief, I just started a Zoom meeting on Thursday nights at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Send me an email or whatever if you'd like to log in on that. We'd love to have you. You don't have to talk. You can talk, whatever you feel comfortable with. I just started it so people don't feel alone. Because when I lost my husband, I felt very much alone. I also go live here starting next week. It will only be 3 days a week because since I picked up the Zoom meeting. So I'll be here usually Sunday through Wednesday. Starting next week, it'll be Monday through Wednesday. I'm here at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We talk about loss. I have a great community. So if you need some help, prostate cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry. They say that's one of the more painful ones. So yeah, if you're not dealing with it or if you're struggling, welcome. This is why my page was created. If you're not familiar with my story, I lost mine. Mine unalived himself after 32 years together. I didn't know an adult life without my husband. I didn't know how to survive without him. I didn't know how to live without him, any of that. He didn't leave me in a great spot financially. And so therapy was out, and I'm the circle that don't fit in the square. I'm the unique girl. So I knew that group therapy probably wasn't going to work for me either. Janine, is it? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Your husband from prostate cancer. Sorry, I just caught that. Good thing I looked up when I did. So yeah, if you're really struggling, let me know. Like I said, get with me and I'll give you that login information. I'm doing a Zoom meeting every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those that are struggling with grief. and I would love to have you. Jessica, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so 32 years imploded the day he made that choice. Lost your husband to Parkinson. I am so sorry. Well, you guys are all in the right places. Exactly why I started my community. So after my husband passed, I didn't know if I was going to stay on this planet. And then I had a light bulb moment when my daughter said, Mom, you understand your life is worth living, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to, somehow I have to do something, because I was struggling. I was struggling really bad. I'm sorry about that, Jessica. And so I was like, okay, I have to figure out how to heal myself. Because like I said, therapy was out. And so I deep dived into meditation and journaling. The first message I ever got in meditation was, what heals you will heal others. That's when I discovered that I had abilities to talk to my spirit guides, and they slowly breadcrumbed me to my purpose. That was my first, I guess you could say, my first puzzle piece to my purpose. Which is to help other people with loss, trauma, uplift others. That's what I do here. So, like I said, you're in the right place. Sorry, I was getting a message there. I was trying to read it. So yeah, so that's what I do. Like I said, I'm here Monday through Wednesday now, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do lives. If you're interested, I also have a YouTube channel. It's under Scorpio Medium, and I have past lives that I've done over there. Lives, as in online lives. And I have lots of great topics on how to deal with loss and grief and lots of things like that. These are actually just readers so I can read the comments, Jessica. I actually used to have glasses. Most of my life I had glasses. And in 2000, what was it, 17? I think it was. 17 or 18, I had LASIK done. So I don't wear glasses per se anymore. Just these are my readers that I have to have when I write or when to read the comments, because I'm 51 years old and I'm old. So, but yeah, so if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. So you're welcome to talk about your loss. Are you struggling with it? Is anybody struggling, not sure what to do? I know, like I said, I was completely lost. You know, when everybody just kept telling me, Renee, put one foot in front of the other. And I literally didn't know how to do that. Like, I could barely breathe when I lost my husband. I am from California right now, but in a couple weeks, I'm moving back to Iowa to be with my mom for a little while. Several reasons, actually. My mom's getting up there in age, and so I want to go back and spend time with her. Technically, you could say when I leave here, I'm homeless. Long story. And so I'm going to go back and stay with my mom for a little bit. I have a plan, but there's like a gap there, so I need a place to land in that gap, you could say. You're from Jersey Shore. Bobby, welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to go back. Also, in the little over 2 years of my journey of losing my husband, I'm pretty well healed. The only thing is I struggle with, since my husband unalived himself and I'm the one that found him, I struggle with flashbacks. Grief is tough. I recently lost my boss to oh, I am so sorry, Gary. Is it Gary? Thank you for the badge. Thank you for the badge, Bobby. Thank goodness mine didn't go that way. He did it a different way, but what I was saying is I'm going to go back because he did it at my mom's. And so my guides are leading me back there. That's the next step in my journey, my healing journey, so I can go back and deal with the flashbacks that I've been having, that I never know when I'm going to get. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to go back and deal with my flashbacks, do what I tell everybody you always got to do. You have to feel it to heal it. And I got to go back and basically to what I call the scene of the crime, you know, right? And full circle healing, where it all started, and finish my healing there. Burlington County in the house. Stacy, welcome. Glad to have you here. Anita, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. PTSD is real. When you have flashbacks, look at your feet. Remember where you are. Mine aren't that bad. Mine are like, close my eyes to go to sleep at night and I see him. there. And I don't want to go into it any more than that, but so I have to go back and deal with it there. Full circle healing. Thank you for the badge, Gary. Appreciate that. David, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. Something Oklahoma, is it? Guy, thank you for the follow. Burlington County to Maple Shade. Alrighty. I'm glad that you guys are all talking to each other. That's great. Gary, thank you for the badge. Thank you for the follow. Whoops, I'm clicking on stuff. So yeah, so I'm going to go back to Iowa and I'm going to do my full circle healing. Basically what I have left in my healing journey is to deal with my flashbacks. So that way I can finally shut the door to my past and that chapter, that book of, my life, and be able to finally move forward. So with my future. Oh, that's cool that you guys are all, that's neat. So yeah, so if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Anybody else got anything you want to talk about your loss, or you're welcome to tell me how your day is going. Normally I have a topic at night, but during the day I've just decided about 2 times a week I'm going to hop on and just do a lunchtime chat. Say that 5 times fast. And I just feel like I'm hopping on because I feel like somebody at this time of day needs to hear that you're not alone. So just know if you're going through something, you're not alone. And if you weren't here, somebody would miss you and you would change somebody's story. Is it Jenny? Thank you for hopping on from Illinois. My name is Renee. Welcome. Anybody else got anything else? Or you guys want to talk about your loss some more? Is everybody dealing with their loss? Not dealing with it? You're welcome to share, only if you want to. Anybody? Sorry, I'm a notes girl, so when I think of something, I have to write it down. I'm having a hard time with the last few hours of his life, which were very painful for him. Losing my dog was rough. Yeah, and fur babies are just as rough, I think, sometimes, right? They're part of your life, just like they're a loved one. I'm so sorry to hear that, Joyce. Could I recommend possibly do some journaling about it? That really helped with a lot of my emotions. Just getting those emotions out onto paper is very, very helpful, right? And feel that. That's the biggest thing. If you're struggling with how you felt in that moment, you have to go back and walk through that moment and feel it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm going to go back to Iowa and I have to walk through that day of finding him and how it felt and all of that. I have to walk through that storm. So, maybe find a nice quiet place. If you can get out in nature and heal, that's very healing too. But if you can get, find a quiet place, get a notebook or something and just sit and feel those feelings all over again. You have to feel what you felt when he was going through that. Feel that and journal it. And what I tell everybody, it's okay to have moments. I'm so sorry, Jenny, that your mom passed away. Well, you're in the right place. This is what we talk about here. And I forgot where I was going with that now. It's okay. Oh, have a moment. It's okay to have a moment, right? Maybe you have 10 moments through the day. What I tell everybody is just don't unpack and live there, right? So, I would go to the grocery store and I would have a moment. I just let myself have the moment, right? Whether I was in the grocery store or not, or step out to your car, allow yourself to have that moment, but don't unpack and live there. Sometimes I feel guilty because of what I've been through with my health. Well, guilt, as what my husband used to tell you, he used to tell me all the time, guilt's a useless function. But work your way through that. You need to work your way through that, it sounds like. First of all, in which way? Can you explain to me, Gary, so I can understand better? Mermaid, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. No, my husband, it was kind of a long story. Our journey was long, actually. My husband went in the hospital in 21 with pneumonia. And while he was actually getting better, while he was there, he had 2 strokes. And then that kind of started us on a path. So no, he wasn't. But then there towards the end, he was. There was a lot of factors and a lot of things going on in our life after that. So Oh, I understand. Okay. So yes, just like anything else, you have to grieve, right? So for me, I had hopes and dreams and goals of this life I was going to have with him. Does that make sense, Gary? And so, as silly as it may sound to somebody else, don't worry about that. You have to grieve. I understand. I grieve food. I'm a celiac. And when I had to go gluten-free, I grieved food. So I totally understand that. So yes, you do. Work your way through that just like you would anything else. You know, have your feelings about it. Thank you for the follow, Joyce. I appreciate that. 6 surgeries and died and was lucky enough to come back. That just means it wasn't your time and you still have a purpose here. Oh, you grieve who you used to be. Yep. And that's the thing is you will have to. You're so very welcome. But that's it. You have to grieve that life that you thought you were going to have prior to the health issue, prior to the loss, prior to whatever, right? And no matter what anybody says, your feelings are valid. All right. So I totally understand that. Whoops, I keep hitting buttons. So yes, sadly, you know, and it's true. You know, it doesn't just mean if you lose somebody, you know, if you have a loss of a job or a relationship or whatever, you sometimes need to grieve. If you're not okay with that, you need to grieve that loss because it's still a loss, right? Even if you didn't lose somebody, it's still a loss and you have to work through that. That's how people end up with trauma because we have all these unhealed people walking around because they don't want to deal with whatever emotions is coming with whatever that trauma or loss that they've had in their life, right? And sadly, it's what I call the storm, and you have to walk through the storm. Eventually, there is sunlight at the end of that storm, right? But until you walk through that storm, it's just going to keep following you. You know, what I tell everybody all the time is, you know, it's like sweeping it under the rug. Oh, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to sweep it under the rug and it's going to go away. Well, yeah, for a while it's going to be swept under that rug. But what the problem is with that theory is eventually you will trip over the rug. And then it's going to come back to bite you, sometimes harder than if you had just dealt with it the first time. A loss is a loss. Exactly. Exactly. That's why, you know, when people compare their situation to mine and they say, well, I didn't go through anything like you went through. Well, no, maybe you did not, but I don't discount what you went through just because it's not the same as mine, right? Your situation is still your situation, and I don't discount that. And I would never do that because you're exactly right. A loss is a loss. So yeah. And for me, I literally had to mourn, you know, and grieve that life that I thought we were going to have together. You know, those hopes and dreams and goals of 32 years that we made together that may never come true now. Although I'm finding now with my new partner, some of what I grieved that I thought I was never going to have, I actually am going to have it. Excuse me. But it's just going to look different, right? Because I'm with a different person. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. We're just having a lunchtime chat here. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about? Anybody? How's everybody's day going? Anyone? I had a nice long talk with my son today. It's always nice to get to talk to my son because my son hasn't been dealing with my husband's passing very well. And I've been really worried about him. So to get him to call me and open up on his own, it's been such a blessing. And so just know that too. If you have a loved one that's struggling, here's Johnny. All right. Hey, I used to watch that all the time with my mom's boyfriend. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. I grieve my health to Gary, have 2 autoimmune illnesses. I do too. I'm a celiac and I also have fibromyalgia. And there are ways to control those, you know, do your research. I know I lost a bunch of weight after my husband died. I didn't do it in a healthy way, so I'm not bragging about that. But the point is I still lost that weight. And I tell you what, I'm like a whole new person. My fibro doesn't rear his ugly head as often. I take care of myself, you know. I can't say I eat better because I haven't had a choice because financially my husband left me in a crappy spot. So I eat what I could afford. But at the same time, that being said, you know, I go to the gym, I take care of myself, you know, and I listen to my body. That's extremely important. And that's one of the steps that people forget, self-care, right? Filling up your cup and learning how to take care of yourself. Your body says you need a nap, you need a nap. Take a nap, right? And that's something my guides have been pounding into me for 2 years, is teaching me to rest, because I know my life's going to speed up. If you're not familiar, I am a psychic medium and I've had visions of my future. And so I kind of know where I'm going to go. They don't tell you everything because you're not supposed to know everything. But I kind of know where they're leading me to, and I know that my life is going to speed up. And so they're teaching me right now, rest. I'm in that period of rest, right? Because they know if I won't rest now when I can, when I get to that period of when my life is speeded up, I'm not going to rest then either. So I'm learning rest. I'm learning to listen to my body. When your body tells you to rest, rest. Because guess what? If you don't, that's how we end up with some of those autoimmune diseases, because we push ourselves, we go on an empty cup, and then pretty soon, smack. This is your course correction. This is your life. This is the universe going, well, we told you to rest and you didn't listen, so now we're going to force you to rest. That's what's happening. So I'm resting when I can, when my body tells me to. So anyway, if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Anybody else got anything else they want to chat about today? Like I said, I always feel the need to just hop on during the day sometimes, just to let somebody know you are not alone. And if you weren't here, somebody would miss you, and you would change somebody's story. I know my husband changed my story. He changed my kids' story. He changed my grandkids' story. He changed his best friend's story, you know? So you are not alone. This is why I created this channel, so people would know they're not alone. Sheila, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And if you missed it before, just know on Thursday nights, so you know that you're not alone if you're grieving something or someone. I did start a grief meeting on Thursday nights on Zoom. So if you're interested in that, send me a DM or an email, which is down in my bio. And I would love to have you hop on. That's at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Zoom on Thursday nights, every Thursday night. So anybody else got anything else they want to talk about today? If you're not familiar, like I said, I have a YouTube channel, have a lot of great lives over there that talk about grief and loss and how to deal with it. Also, if you're not familiar, I am a psychic medium, if you missed that part. So if you are interested in wanting to connect with somebody who has crossed over on the other side, I do readings. I have half-an-hour sessions and hour sessions. And the only way to book those is you have to send me an email, which is in my bio. So just throwing that out there. Thank you for the likes, Bobby. I appreciate that. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about today? Anybody? Everybody's so quiet all of a sudden. Thank you for the hearts. I don't know why it's not keeping me up to date who's sending those. Sometimes it pops up and sometimes it doesn't. But thank you. I appreciate that. They do help. All right, well, if nobody else wants to talk to me today, then I guess I'll hop off here, but anybody else got anything else they want to add? You've had multiple losses? And how are you dealing with those, Bobby? After my son passed, got pneumonia, and I'm trying to recover, sleeping 12 hours and 24. Just can't seem to recover. Get yourself some, I tell you, after my husband had pneumonia, what I did when I thought to help keep his immune system up was something that worked really, really well for us. Besides, are you on vitamin C, vitamin D? Just didn't know at the time. We are not supposed to take those together. Did not know that when my husband was still alive. Some vitamin D, tons of vitamin C, tons and tons and tons of vitamin C. But also get yourself some grapefruit. And this is just for informational purposes only. But you're trying to be positive, not easy. It's hard. Have you tried journaling, Bobby, about it? Get yourself some grapefruit, like 4 grapefruit, 4 oranges, and a couple lemons, because then it doesn't make it quite as bitter. 4 grapefruit, 4 oranges, and like 2 lemons. Cut them all up. rinds and all, but cut it in pieces, put it in a big pot, cover it with water, okay? Put a lid on it. Cook it for 2 hours. Do not take the lid off because the good stuff that helps with the immune system will escape if it's still hot. Leave the lid on after 2 hours. Let it completely cool. Usually takes about an hour or so. Once it's completely cool, strain it, drink that. It's going to taste bitter as crap, but that's what we kept my husband on, just even a sip every hour. But what we did is we put it in a jar and he just drank from it all day long. And then if you have more than a jar, you can freeze it too and pull it out another time if you feel like your immune system's getting run down, but it works phenomenally. And we used it. No, you will. Okay, try. But yeah, 4 grapefruits, and you can use just about any amount, but I always say 4 always work great. 4 grapefruits, 4 oranges, and I just did 2 lemons. You could do 3 or 4 to make it less bitter, whatever you want. But cut it all up, put it in a huge pot, cover it with water, put a lid on it. Like I said, 2 hours. Let it cook for 2 hours. Once it's cooked, turn it off, leave the lid on it till it's completely cool, strain it, drink it. It's the most amazing stuff that you can put, and it really helps your immune system. We did that after my husband was sick. That was just something that we found, and it kept his immune system up. So tons of vitamin C also. Get the chewables, whatever, chew on them all day long. And lots of liquids. And don't take, I didn't know at the time, you're not supposed to, I guess, take vitamin C and vitamin D together. I don't know. But yeah, try that. It is phenomenal. I'm telling you, it's the best medicine you can do. And bone broth. If you can make your own bone broth or go to the store, they actually sell bone broth. And that works really great for the immune system too. Seahorse, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, we did everything we could to keep my husband after he got sick. Because, it really run down. He was in hospital for 88 days and really, did a toll on his immune system. So that was one of the things. And like I said, I just made it all the time. I just kept it all the time. And like I said, if he wasn't in a jar, I put it in a big mason jar and he'd drink from it all day. And, if there was, usually it made, I want to say like 3 or 4 of those, depending on the size pot you put it in. And you can just put it in a baggie or a jar and freeze it and then just pull it out as you need it. If you do it in like little baggies, and you can pull out a little at a time instead of all of it. Does that make sense? But yeah, that worked wonders for his immune system. And like I said, every day he took his vitamin D, vitamin C. I think you just have to spread it out. And I think what was it? B12, and then lysine, I think, as of the other one that he took. Yeah, I did all the research on all that stuff after my husband got sick and how to keep him well after that. Because like I said, he had a damaged immune system basically. So anyway. All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. Normally I don't give health advice. I know from personal experience what worked and what didn't for, when my husband, after he gotten sick, he had been sick. Like I said, he was in the hospital for 88 days, had 2 strokes. So, yeah, you figure things out. And I'm a researcher. I like to research things. So, yeah, lysine. Yes, that's what I thought it was. Lysine is really great. Yeah. Kathy from Oklahoma, welcome. Glad to see you here. Greetings from Galveston, Texas. Oh, I can't wait to get to Galveston. I want to go to Galveston. I'm with somebody again, and so and he's talking about us traveling, and I'm like, that's one of the places. And have you ever heard of Magnolia Beach? That's one of the places my husband and I our goal was to become full-time RVers. And so I did lots of research. I watched tons of full-time RVers on YouTube. And so, like I said, I love research. That's just who I am. And Magnolia Beach was one of the places that I put on the top of my list that I wanted to always go, because you can camp, I guess, right on the beach with your RV. And so I'm excited because just recently, the other day, my boyfriend was like, he's like, hey, how about we get an RV? And I'm like, wow, you're speaking my language. It's crazy. Like we're on the same page. It's amazing because, like I said, I grieved that part of my life that I thought I was never going to have, right? And now all of a sudden this guy comes in my life and he's speaking my language. It's like, this is amazing. Yes. Okay. yeah, I've seen so many videos about it. I can't wait to go there. But Galveston, I've seen lots and lots of things on too. So I'm excited to get to Texas. And I have family in Texas that I want to go see, and tons of friends down that way. And some people that I've been friends with on Facebook for years and years and years that I would like to go meet, that helped support me when my husband was sick, and then also after my husband unalived himself. So yeah. Anyway, anybody else have anything else I want to talk about today? Like I said, I'm mostly just hopping on. I felt like somebody needed to hear today that you are not alone. And if you weren't here, somebody would miss you, and you would change somebody's story. So, anybody? Oh man, it seems so dry here compared to where I was in South Dakota before, and I thought it was dry there. Anyone? All right, guys. Well, thank you all for the love. I appreciate you all. Like I said, I'm here starting next week. It'll be Monday through Wednesday because I'm picking up that grief meeting on Thursday night. So if you're grieving and you need some help there, please let me know. I'll give you the sign-in information for that. It's at 5:30 p.m. on Thursday nights, Pacific Standard Time. Would love to have you there. I started it so people that were grieving loss would know that they were not alone. I lost my 33-year-old daughter in April of 2020. I'm so sorry, Kathy. How are you dealing with that? That's what we talk about here. Because if you're unaware, I lost my husband. He unalived himself in 23 after 32 years together. So I discovered then that that was my purpose, is to help other people. So through loss and trauma, and to uplift others. So are you dealing with it? Not dealing with it? How's it going? Anybody else have anything else they want to talk to me about today? Albert, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I cannot talk. You're dealing with it? Okay. Well, just know that my community is here. This is exactly what it's for. So, you ever want to just talk, or, and it's okay. Just remember, it's okay to have moments. You went hog hunting. Oh, wow. Did you get one? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that, Bobby. Just know, though, it's always okay to have moments, right? I tell everybody that's, in order to heal, you have to feel. So feel to heal it. And it's okay to have a moment. Just don't unpack and live there. You caught 11 of them? Holy cow. So are you in the South? Like, is that a normal thing? I mean, I've heard people that do it. I just don't know much about it. The one thing in life I've never researched. Imagine that. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. She left 3 small children. Oh my. Are you the one taking care of them then, Kathy? Central Texas. Okay. Gotcha. Because don't they do that like Texas, Arkansas? I don't know about Oklahoma. I don't know. I spent some time in Arkansas when I was a kid, but thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, anybody got anything else you want to talk about? If not, I will be back here tonight. I don't know what my topic is. She hasn't given, my guide usually gives me the topic for tonight, for the live. So except for my lunchtime, I just do the chat thing. So I'm not sure what we're talking about tonight yet. She hasn't gotten that far. But I'll be here with a topic of some sort tonight at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would love to have you join me then if you can, if you're available. If not, you can head over to my YouTube channel, Scorpio Medium. I upload them usually by the next day. All my lives get uploaded over there. So if you enjoy my live and you want to catch what I've done in the past, head on over to Scorpio Medium. I would love to have you subscribe. Also, if you didn't catch it, Scorpio Medium, yes, I am a medium. So if you would like to connect with somebody on the other side, I do readings for people. You would find my email in the bio and send me an email. That's how we set those up. Yeah, I don't care what you do. You do you, boo. That's what I always say. If you want to come back and drink beer while you listen, hey, that you do you. I just stay in my lane. Since I lost my husband a little over 2 years ago, I just stay in my lane. Like I always say, if you're not hurting me, you're not hurting someone else. You You do you, boo. I don't care. If that works for you, then that works. But I'll be back here at 6:30, whether you have a beer or not. Pacific Standard Time. I love that. But like I said, yes, I am a medium, and I do readings for people that have crossed over. So if you would like to connect with a loved one who has crossed over, you can do that through sending me an email, which is down in my bio. I have half-an-hour sessions and I have hour sessions. I try to keep it affordable for everyone because I am just here to help people. But my guides tell me I do have a service, and so they do make me charge, but I don't charge very much. So not compared to other people, because my goal in life is just to help people. So that's why I'm here. Whether you bring your beer or not. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I'm gonna hop off of here since I didn't get anything done this morning. I have cookies to frost from last night that I didn't get frosted, and I have a message that I haven't put out yet today. And I have to figure out what I'm going to do on my live tonight. You've crossed over and came back? Awesome. I would love if you message me. I would love to talk to you about that. That would be awesome. Steven, hi, how are you? Where are you from? I'm just about to hop off here unless somebody's got something just pressing they need to talk about. Anybody? All right, guys. Well, on that note, I hope y'all have a great day, what's left of it. Remember to make tomorrow great because it is a choice. And I'll be back here, like I said, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, until we meet again.